Hello, my name is Hudson Asiema. This is my sign name. I'm the co-founder of eLimu Plus. I'd like to present about my journey titled From a School Project to Solving a Social Problem. This is an overview of my journey on how it all came to be to develop eLimu Plus. When I was 4 years old, I got sick, I fell ill with meningitis, and I became deaf. My father and mother, they tried to find ways on how to communicate with me, including my brothers and sisters. They really searched and they finally found a solution that they could communicate with me through sign language. At that time in Kenya, there was no official education on sign language. I went to a primary school where there was a rehabilitation unit that focused on lip reading only. When my parents would travel to the UK and the US for their official business, I requested for them to bring me books on sign language. And they encouraged my brothers and sisters to learn sign language so that they could communicate with me when we were young. They themselves learned and tested from the books and they read and they communicated with me very well. My father and mother don't know how to sign, but my brothers and sisters will interpret and I will sign back to them. At that time, at the tender age, I transferred to a boarding school for the deaf. At that boarding school where I was transferred to, not all the teachers were fluent in sign language. Also, the teacher will write on the writing board, and then the deaf learners were the ones who would show the teachers how to sign it. I was lucky because I brought the books from American Sign Language, and I will look at the book as reference and show the teachers how to sign. In Kenya, at that time, there was very limited resources and few resources. There were no books, materials on sign language. So in Kenya, there was no update also as well on new versions of books, just the old printed books. My parents' friends, they supported me to come to the US at Oloni College for my high school and junior college of learning. That was for 3 years. I studied computer science. My first programming language was C++. That is what I learned at the college. After Olone College, I was accepted to transfer at the California State University Northridge, CSUN. There, at that university, I learned the Java programming language. So both Olone College and CSUN had deaf programs, and also they offered interpretation services for the regular classes. So at that point, I started a project for my school, and I had an idea that American Sign Language project, that is what I decided to do. So how you can search a word in sign language. After CSUN, after my graduation at CSUN, I was trying to look for an internship, but I was unable to find it because in Kenya, there are very, very limited job opportunities for developers and also as a deaf individual. So I couldn't find an internship here in America because I'm also not an American citizen. So I decided to search. As I was looking for jobs, I found out there was a grant called Tanda, a grant award, where you are supposed to, they're looking for people to distribute digital content. So I really needed more qualifications to apply for this grant in order to win. So I self-taught myself how to make Android apps, how they work and how to develop them. So that time, I did not win the award. I decided to come back to Kenya. Once I was back in Kenya, I was able to get a job as an ICT officer for a small water consulting firm. And I tried to work on my school project as a side hustle. So I continued to work on it, but this time I changed from the American Sign Language into Kenyan Sign Language. That was my focus. I did a lot of research. I self-taught myself on new technologies, new tools to use, so that I could add on my skills and competency. I taught myself how to develop and design the finger spelling app, ABC. So there were a lot of opportunities I could see, and I applied for the same grant, the Tanda Grant Award, the second round. And I was very, very happy. They accepted for me to be a participant. They offered for me interpretation services as I was the only deaf participant. So when I wanted to apply for the award, I wanted to partner with the Kenya National Association of the Deaf, but they themselves were reluctant about it. But my boss at the consulting firm saw that this was a great opportunity and decided to apply with me. We won the award. I won both as an individual and as a company. My team and myself, were able to have first products that we were able to showcase at different exhibitions. This was KSL, Kenyan Sign Language Online Dictionary, and the finger spelling app ABC. We're able to showcase to different people who came to our stand, including government officials. These pictures, the three pictures that you see here, are the different exhibition stands. So the first one represents where we were at the Diani Beach, which is in Mombasa, Kenya. That was the Kenya Connect Summit in the year 2014. The second picture was at the UN Disability Day for persons with disability, and I was able to showcase and people how to sign ABC alphabets in Kenyan Sign Language. And the final picture, this was at the KICC, was an exhibition to showcase ICT innovation in the year 2014. We're able to communicate with people through pen and paper, as you can see. At one of the exhibition stands that we had before, we were very, very honored and privileged to have the President of Kenya, Uhuru Kenyatta, and the Minister of Education come up to our stand. I was able to pitch my idea and were really impressed by that on the product. As you can see in the picture, I was explaining to our president how the app works. I was explaining to them that it works both offline and online, and it's a dictionary on Kenyan Sign Language. And then how also on the Android app it can work, the alphabets. That's what I was explaining to them. And our president was very impressed by that. That picture was at the Kenya Innovation 2015 at KICC. I participated at the Google Cloud Development Challenge 2013, as well as a participant at the African Android Challenge in 2014. I was one of the finalists for the Google Challenge in 2013, and also I won an award from the Africa Android Challenge. I did not win money, but I was proud of myself for the success because I was able to develop these apps that I've never used before, the new tools, the new technology. I just self-taught myself to try and be a participant of these challenges, and I was a finalist. That challenge made me feel confident that I was able to expand my original idea, which was a school project. My team and myself decided that we needed to register officially as a company, and the name changed to Deaf eLimu Plus. eLimu, that word, is a Swahili word that means education. Deaf eLimu Plus is a startup company that offers innovative products on education and tutorials on sign language services in sign language. I was really interested and motivated to learn more and more about the bot messenger apps when the Facebook had a challenge. And I wanted to be a participant in developing that, and I decided to join the developer circles in Nairobi, Kenya. That time I went for the event and workshops, and I learned more and more, how do these bots work? I learned that, about the Facebook technologies, the tools that are available, open source, Messenger API. I was able to understand that before I could build and develop a sign language bot on Messenger. So I was able to look at open source and really understand and learn a lot before I did the development on sign language dictionary bot. I participated at the Facebook Challenge bot in the year 2017. I was the first developer on sign language dictionary bot messenger, and I was picked as one of the finalists. Facebook awarded me, also they offered me with a mentor. My mentor, her name is Christine Abanathi. And at that time, we communicated through email, back and forth email. And I believe that Christine was my best mentor because, we couldn't communicate through Skype, through voice, but she was adaptive to my needs. She's my best mentor because her feedback on my bot was very resourceful and helped me to develop it better to the users. So when I went to the Facebook event, which happened in Nairobi, Kenya, I really learned a lot about the React Native. Christine spoke about that, she presented on that. I never heard about that, that was new to me. So I met her and we discussed about its potential, and I started using it to develop both the online dictionary. So I use React Native to develop all my apps, and now they're all on both Android and iOS platforms. The sign language bot, I developed it on Facebook Messenger, so you can look a word in sign language, also the definition of the same word. As you can see, when I began the bot and opened it, the viewers were very little, but later on, after 1 year, it has really grown to 3,500 monthly users. About 4,000, I can see that now. So I want to show you a live demo. How does this bot work? Let's look at the first slide. So you need to know how to sign the word hello. So say sign hello. Send it to the bot, and the bot will have a video that comes up. Also, if you want to know what the word means, say define hello, and it will explain what the word means. The second picture, demo, if you want to know how to fingerspell your name, maybe you can say fingerspell your name, and then a video will pop up showing you how to fingerspell your name. For example, Facebook, F-A-S-E-B-O-O-K. And the last, if you're looking for a word in the dictionary and you're not sure the full meaning of the word or how to write it out, you can just say W, and then it populates all those words that start with W, like WH. So it'll say what, where, all of them will be populated there. So I also have developed an app, 2 apps. There's a Kenyan Sign Language online dictionary. People are able to browse and pop out videos on how to see a signage. For example, if you want to know what the definition is as well, those are the options available. The second app is the ABC, or Kenyan Sign Language Fingerspelling app. If you need to learn the alphabets, you can scroll through the alphabets. Maybe you need to practice. You can also practice on that. After that, there is a quiz at the end where you can test yourself on your progress. And then also you can learn on it and progress and grow. I've seen that there are very many challenges that I've faced in my journey. For example, there are very few limited sign language resources and also financial resources. Sign language resources are limited. Why? Like in Kenya, we don't have sign language books. Like even on the website, there's nothing that's available for us. These books, some have been printed very, very old dated years ago, and there's no updated versions. Also, we have very few financial challenges, like what? My team and others, they need to make more sign videos, but we don't have the resources because we need the data, we need devices, we need videos, we need editing, so that we need to design, we need editors, animations in 2D and 3D, so that you can have the materials for deaf kids. So yes, people also want to volunteer, but we don't have enough resources for them to use. Also for the financial, it's very expensive. Like yesterday at the hackathon, I was able to learn something new, that in Africa, they've been offered free internet that people can use on Facebook, which I saw it's good, but for the deaf, the cost will still be high since they need to buy credit to access internet so that they can use the videos and the pictures, so as compared to the hearing people. So for us, it's still high. And then also about events and workshops. I would really like to attend events and workshops in different areas, but some don't have interpretation services for me. So if I have an interpreter, it will be good, but also the developers, if they know sign language, it will be easier for us to communicate and partner up and collaborate. So if there's no interpreter and there's no developer who knows sign language, communication is not possible. I'll also want to access free online services on the internet because they are very nice videos, very nice tutorials, but some don't have closed captions or English subtitles, which means that my knowledge and my learning is very limited, because maybe developers could work on that. So what I've learned, that whenever we go for different workshops and the events, there are very many opportunities for me when I do so. The first one is the knowledge and the learnings. So when I come, maybe I don't know about this new skill, I'll come there and I'll learn more. Like the bot, I never knew about it before. I just went to the workshop and I got more information. I was like, wow, okay, that's good. I can use that to develop sign language bot. The second reasons why it's good to attend these workshops and events is networking with other developers, the networking opportunities. Because it'll be great, maybe I have an idea, I can share with you. We can see how to learn from one another, how to collaborate. Because like when the Facebook team, they're saying that there are so many opportunities for the messenger and everything else. They can explain how this can work, what cannot work, and it can help me to develop my original idea better. And once again, I'd like to encourage you, whenever you participate in these competitions, it's not about winning awards or winning money. It means just to grow our knowledge and our skills. You can look at the competition and read what is required, maybe find out that there's no technology you can use, and you can use that to participate and maybe have a new idea to develop. And this can add our knowledge plus the skills. Online access, I would like to propose that whenever you have tutorials or trainings, please add English subtitles or closed captions, because we have the deaf people in world over, and they'll be stuck to access the information. Now, I would like to say about my special insights and opportunities that I've gained. It's very, very important that your idea needs to be innovative and unique. Whenever you have a creative idea, like for example, when I decided to develop the Kenyan Sign Language Dictionary, I only did web-based, that's all, platform. And then later there was the Android, and then the bot, which I never knew before. So I saw that there was a lot of potential, and I adopted the idea to develop on those other platforms, like iPhone, iOS, Android, bots, and etc. Also, designing the alphabets. Many of, it's also like, in the internet, there's a lot of American sign language. So I needed to design about for Africa or the Kenyan context, 2D, 3D, like for example, what's on my t-shirt, that's DEP. So needed to know how innovative it is to draw the design work. And sign language data, like for myself, when I'm developing sign language, I don't have enough sign language data from the different countries in Africa or in the world. So for example, Oxford dictionaries, they have so many resources, the data, the different languages, there's French, there's etc. But sign language has no data. So I just work on how to mobilize data is an insight. Artificial intelligence, very new to me. But I see the future is AI, where it could understand human sign languages. Like right now, we have smart devices, different, what you do is just speak to it, maybe you say power off, but a deaf person can't speak to the smart device, so, and also it can't understand my sign languages. I have a friend in Kenya, his name is Iving Amukasa. I met with him through a workshop, and we've been working together on developing how AI, and I was working on a sexual reproductive health app, and we've been discussing about it, and was really interested in learning about sign languages. And now Ivy has tried to develop AI with a topic on translating Kenyan Sign Language with deep learning. I was really impressed by what he's trying to do, because I see the future is AI. Maybe I can sign the letter D, as you can see on the photo, and it picks, the machine picks, and it can read. So I believe in AI, and I'm very, very happy that this has been developed, which is good. Thank you.